Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mild Manner Movie Review with your host, Tim.
And Tony. On this week's episode, we will be talking about The Three Amigos.
Are you not entertained?
Cool party.
Great Scott! I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
People don't forget.
Welcome to Earth. I'll be back.
You play ball like a girl!
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Fucking spectacular.
Just notice it at the beginning of the second one. All right, we will begin like we begin all weeks with a few questions. Yes. All right, so I'll ask why The Three Amigos? This was your... we would both agreed on it, but...
Yes, but this was definitely one of my picks.
Mm-hmm.
This is just one of those SNL movies that, as I got older, I'm like, oh, it's an SNL thing. That's where it came from. But growing up, I think it was just on TV once, and I watched it. I'm like, this is hilarious. I just dug the comedy and like the actors in it, and I've been wanting to do it, but I think something came up, and it was like, oh, this would be perfect to have an episode that we can do.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great idea.
Yep. I do love this movie. This is a great one.
It's one of those where like you don't always think about it, but when someone brings it up, you're like, oh my God, yeah, totally. This movie is hilarious. Let's see. What other mistaken identity movies do you enjoy? Are your favorite? Or
off the top of my head, I'd have to go Galaxy Quest. That's just like, I don't know, almost the exact same movie. Like actors get mistaken for their actual roles,
right.
and
it's just another fantastic cast and like hilarious. And
yeah, but like Big Lebowski's up there.
That's another good one.
Yeah, those two.
I was gonna say those are the two like main ones.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably make a case for like a Face Off, where they deliberately switch.
Yeah, and then one guy they think it's that person. Yeah. There was another one I was thinking of though. Blanking though.
Yeah, because it's one
There's
of those.
not too many,
right? It's not one where like that's
you
the
think
main.
That they would.
Where that's the main focus. Yeah, after these, you think.
After this, yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple where it's like
I was surprised.
A small part.
I was surprised that there wasn't more of the actor style ones than just Galaxy Quest. It's the only way I could think of and find. So if anyone can think of any other ones,
let us know. We'd be happy to watch it and compare it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything will be compared to this.
What would be your other favorite SNL movies? Based off skits, with a cast full of SNL people.
Number one, definitely Night at the Roxbury. That movie just
okay.
That's always been one where I'm like, this is hilarious. It's dumb funny. It's
and the fact that they made a movie out of that skit is ridiculous.
It's absurd. There's like zero premise there, and they made an hour and a half out of it.
Yeah, where like Ladies Man makes sense. You could make a movie out of that.
Right.
Even MacGruber makes
right. Yeah, that's
sense.
It's had a show that it's directly ripping on, so that's even better. Let's see. Another one would be Wayne's World, which that was a sketch too. Another SNL one. Yeah, those are pretty much my top ones. I know we had like a list going right before.
Coneheads
and
Superstar was another one that was based off of skit.
Never Stop.
Yeah. Oh, Popstar. That's Superstar's Will Ferrell and Molly Shannon. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Mine. I think sketch based off
Hot
of sketch.
Rod and like the Andy Samberg line of movies.
Those would just be full of SNL.
Tommy Boy, like all the classic ones.
Yeah, I think off a sketch I would go Wayne's World number one.
Oh yeah, that's
1 and 2. Put them up there. And then just a cast full of SNL guys. I mean, I love Popstar. That'd be like the newest one.
Yeah, the most recent one. Tommy Boy.
But I do like Semi-Pro. That's full of SNL guys. That's a great one.
You could probably even make a case for Mean Girls. Tim Meadows.
Oh yeah, Tina Fey. You could. The funny thing is, I just kind of watched that. Like, I didn't watch the whole thing, but like parts of it.
Amy Poehler, like.
Oh yeah, she is the mom. Yeah, you can make a case for Mean Girls. It's written by Tina Fey.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, those are some great ones.
There's ones that you forget are like SNL produced or like have a bunch of those characters.
Yeah, or you just like forget they were on SNL.
Right.
Like, yeah, but last question. What are your other famous trios?
Famous trios would be Three Stooges for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this, but The Hangover we would definitely classify as
those three.
Because they're the three best friends.
Should have had that song.
Yeah. The Three Musketeers.
Oh yeah,
that's another.
That's a good one.
Because we were even trying. Don't we have a list of
three ninjas somewhere? We got a list of threes. It's not a long list.
Oh, actually,
though.
no, it wasn't a long list.
The duos list is a lot longer. That's easier.
Oh yeah, that's an easier.
Lonely Island Guys.
Yes, that's another more recent one.
There was another Three Ninjas.
I'm trying to think of.
Oh, Holy Trinity.
I was looking over there. I'm like, those
Wonder
three
Woman.
for sure.
Yeah.
The Three Caballeros. It's an old Disney movie with like the Daffy Duck or Donald Duck.
What about I'm thinking Disney. Didn't he have three sons?
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Yeah.
There you go. Those three.
I'm trying to think of another. No, Indiana. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Technically, there's the main three. Yeah, I think that definitely doesn't exhaust the list, but it exhausts the list of ones
that I can think of off the top of my head.
Ghostbusters was originally 3.
Ah, okay.
I looked right behind you.
Yeah. Now just looking around.
Looking around at all the references. Most of them are DC and Disney, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty much
good for
the main 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with like the Lonely Island. They haven't done anything that I don't like so far.
Exactly. Yeah, they've all been really funny.
I think I just got right behind them, Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's jump right into our first segment, a Tim and Tony review of Three Amigos.
Hold on to your butts.
Or Trace Amigos.
Yeah. It's another one of those that's like, okay, you see what you're getting into. But this week we will be talking about 3 actors who accept an invitation to a Mexican village to perform their on-screen bandit fighter roles, unaware that it is the real thing. We might as well just go in a row for this one.
All right. My honorable mentions kind of goes into like the SNL thing. I was gonna put this higher up, but I decided not to.
Yeah.
But like the skit type jokes, I think your final, or no, not your final one. Your second quote or first quote. The plethora. I think like that's one that you could just tell was like that skit type writing.
Something quick back and forth between
and it has nothing to do with the plot at all.
It like stops the entire movie. Actually.
Like there's so many of those. I should have wrote down a few other examples
when they're
doing their routine. Yeah. Like him reading the instructions of how to get there, like just something stupid like that,
or like the end of like the very ending, where it's like clearly they're on a set somewhere, and just like bringing stuff in.
And then my number 5 is their costumes, just iconic, and then the salute, the Three Amigos salute is just great. Let's see. 4 traveling duo guapos. first of all, like I said, the instructions, that whole scene, them singing in the desert and all the animals are coming by. God, yeah, them shooting the invisible swordsman or whatever. Yeah. Let's see, breaking into El Guapo's. We didn't get that far in the plan. We didn't think that this part was going to work. I think Martin Short's hanging there for the longest time.
It's definitely a couple hours.
Like to a cue. The gringo's falling out of the sky. He lands when he smashes into the table. It's just great.
Or like even Steve Martin like trying to get out of the thing where he's just like, come on.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Can't do it. Yeah, he makes it all the way and then gets flown back. Yeah, just that whole Chevy Chase flying into the closet.
What was that?
Yeah. Even like after they break in, but was it Ned or Martin Short when he does the duel? I love that. He gives him the gun and he drops it.
That was going to be another one of my quotes, was his exchange with the German guy.
Okay,
talking about that, but I couldn't find it in time.
Number 2 is the bar scene when the German guy's like, "You guys should be more friendly with my friends," and then they walk in right after. Are you? Yes, we are.
Yeah, that classic like just assuming something.
Yeah. They
starts the comedy of error.
Put a little show on too, and then the real German guys walk in. Was it? Look at these fairies or something like that. And then number 1, just the cast. These 3 guys are great.
Oh, you put them together and it's just hilarious.
Yeah, but that's mine.
Okay, my top,
and I would even say honorable mention their theme song.
Oh yes, yeah,
that they play in the beginning and the end. Do they sing it one more time in the middle?
I think they do.
They might.
Yeah, I think they do it 3 times. My honorable mentions, I'm going to put the cast, just because I think it took me well after the first time I watched it, but the studio head at the beginning is Joe Mantegna.
Yeah.
Like, just figuring that, like, so, like,
and then
the
John
background
Lovitz.
cast. John Lovitz is another one. He'll never work in this town.
Yeah.
And then the SNL guys, and even like the townspeople they cast were
El Jefe, Jefe is he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's like a bunch of like perfect roles that they got, and then recognizable in all the other stuff that they're doing. So that's my honorable mention. My number 5 is the invisible swordsman, and like the talking bush is what
the singing bush.
Bush, yeah.
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
Just like,
are you the singing bush? Like, you keep yelling at it. I think it's safe to assume this is the singing bush.
But yeah, just like that scene. I'll extend it out to like when he's like reading off the thing.
When he reads it, you're just like, I think the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, they definitely gave him fake instructions, but they didn't.
They definitely like just wrote whatever.
How far did we travel before we realized we needed to go back about 3 miles?
Yeah. And like just the fact that Lucky Dusty is just like so over. He's like, this is stupid, and he just points to the side, shoots him. And then I love how you see like the thud and like, the outline,
and then he lifts his arm.
Yeah. It says shoot in the air.
We got to do the mantra. Is it Dusty's the farther?
Yeah, farther. My number 4 is when they sing My Little Buttercup in the bar.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, Dusty, why don't you go play Tickle the Ivories a little bit?
And then and then the guys in the bar are singing. What they're pointing to him.
Come on, everybody.
I love that bartender.
Yeah. My number 3 is like the premise of the movie, that it's the fact that it's like basically a 5-minute skit that you could probably boil it down to. But they actually, mistaken the actors, or the actors thinking, oh, people want to see us, so that's why they called you instead of it being like, oh, they saw a movie and people think that you're actually real. Like, that short little premise is pretty funny. My number 2 is the comedy / the humor. How it's got like that sketch, quick joke, humor, or like the dry.
And it's like randomness. The randomness of the jokes, like.
Sometimes you're like, why did they even put? Like, they're talking about pinatas and like the meaning of the word plethora. You're like, what the hell is going on? But it works like in the sense of
when they get it. You got me a sweater.
A sweater. And they're in the middle of the damn
he like
desert.
loves it too.
He like wears it. He's so happy for it.
Yeah.
And then my number 1 is like all the El Guapo scenes. Just himself. Just like the way he plays it, like all his men, how they're all kind of just like, it's almost like a dumb pirate type.
Yeah.
But like just like outlaws, Western outlaws in the desert. And then like the little town, how he just like everything is just a mess. But those are my top 5 and honorable mentions.
All right. A few problems with the movie. I mean, comedies are tough. Yeah. But I was thinking it'd be funny if the Invisible Swordsman, after he was shot, you could see him again, and he was cast by like Bill Murray or just someone super famous.
Yeah.
And like that was their whole scene. I think that would make it a little funnier.
I think now after Deadpool having doing this, this movie was definitely, this is in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, but definitely I hope they don't, but. Or if they do, it would have to be The Lonely Island. We'll get into our recasting. But yeah, they would have to do something like that where it turns back visible and you could see who it is.
Yeah, it would be perfect.
And then my problem with the movie is that not many people talk about it or like reference it. And then I've been saying every once in a while, "You son of a motherless goat," and people are like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I'm like, you don't get it.
You don't get it.
This is your fault. You don't get it. So.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's rarely on TV too. I feel
it really. It's usually on at least once a summer, because that's usually when I.
Yeah, and I feel like I see Caddyshack you see the same ones over and over again. Right. I'm not complaining; those are great movies too.
Absolutely.
But but you don't see this one as much.
No,
this one's
definitely.
more, and I think it's maybe because this is more family friendly, if anything.
Probably
a little bit more family friendly than most. It does have some
adult jokes, but it's like. It's not like up in your face about it. It's like the throwaway line from Dusty or like the girl coming on to him a little bit and he's like, no, we're fine. Like, just the small stuff like that movies get away with anyway.
All right. Now for our favorite quotes. My first one is Lucky. You son of a motherless goat. I think he says it twice too.
Yeah.
Just all his insults are great. And then I love he's like, all right, now tell me we're gonna die like dogs. Tell us we're gonna die like dogs. You're going to die like dogs.
Or like he's even I think there's the one point where he's like, line, what's the line?
That's my next one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh sorry.
Wherever there is suffering, we'll be there. And it's Martin Short and Ed. It's like wherever there is justice will be there, I think is the first one. And then wherever there is suffering will be there. And he stops line. And then Chevy Chase gives him the next one. Yeah, and then I do love at the end when all three of them say it.
Yeah, when they each have their own.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us put that though.
The whole thing? Yeah. No. And then my last one is it's none of the three amigos. It's the one chick like El Guapo's girl talking to, is it Carmen? I think her name is.
Yeah, Carmen.
It's like, do you know what floor play is? She looks at her, is like, no. She's like, good, neither does El Guapo. It just, I don't know. It was just, I was dying.
Yeah, that's like the humor in the movie where it's like, all right, the 80s jokes.
Yeah.
People are like the SNL jokes, basically. The edgy ones where it's like you can get away with them.
Yeah.
Be cheeky about it. My favorite quotes. Do you want to be?
Yeah, I'll
for
be
all of them.
Yeah,
okay.
For the two, I'll be El Guapo.
Okay, you'll be El Guapo, and I am. In this one, I am Jefe.
Yes.
So go ahead and start.
All right. Would you say I have a plethora of piñatas?
A what?
A plethora.
Oh, yes. You have a plethora.
Jefe, what is a plethora?
Why, El Guapo? And then it like goes on. Like he explains to him like, well, you know.
I don't like when people use a word that they don't know what it means. It's
sorry,
like 5 minutes long.
It's a pretty long scene. And then El Jefe at the end's like, I'm sorry, El Guapo. I am not as smart as you. They have like the thing. It just goes on like that. But like the dynamic between the two where it's like, yeah, that's his right-hand man, but he's still like just kind of like a yes man. Like, yeah, whatever you want. Yeah. My number 2 quote is Ned Niederlander. He's it's towards the end of the movie when they're like setting up for the big finale. He goes, "So very old one, so like the wind." You see her like at the sewing machine, like trying to pedal faster and sew it. And then my third one, which it's a bit of a long one, but you will play El Guapo and I will be Dusty Bottom. Also,
Bottoms. Their full
honorable mention. Their full names are amazing.
All right, El Guapo. Oh, you.
Jose.
Together we
burn the village.
We burn the village. And
rape the horses.
And we
rode off on the women.
Rode off on the women.
And it's you.
And
plundered.
And
pruned
the
hedges.
Hedges of
many small villages. Or it's just like he was going down the line of guys like, you know, we've been done doing battles and doing this stuff, and he's like,
Jose.
He's just like picking random stuff.
I do love that. Rape the horses.
Rode off on the women.
And he's like, wait a minute. And then that's when Ned falls. That's a good one. Rode off on the women.
Okay, let's move on to some TNT trivia about the movie, starting with Who Am I?
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Betts.
I am your father.
I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am Batman.
I am the Clit Commander.
I am Groot.
Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, biatch.
I think you're up.
I will go first with my Who Am I? 3 Amigos. Fletch. National Lampoon's Vacation. And Caddyshack.
I'm going to have to go with Chevy Chase there.
That is correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I didn't prep these before, but some trivia. He was the first member of the original Saturday Night Live cast to leave the show after only one season, a decision he later regretted. He was replaced by Bill Murray. Let's scroll all the way to the bottom.
Okay.
A lot of these were who he was gonna be, or who they, for like original movies, they wanted him to play. Let's see. He was the tallest at 6'4" for the original Saturday Night Live cast.
That I believe, and ever since I think he's got to be one of the tallest guys. Maybe
Bill
Hader.
They have cast members over 6 feet. There was Dan Aykroyd, Dean Edwards, Will Ferrell, Bill Hader, Anthony Michael Hall. There's a bunch. Rob Riggle, Randy Quaid, Jason Sudeikis. Yeah, there's a lot. Let's see. One more. Yeah, he was considered for a lot of roles. Oh, he was banned from hosting. We'll just stick with all SNL. In 1995, to his abusive behavior to the cast and crew when he guest hosted, although he has made cameo appearances since.
That I think I knew.
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't know he was... I'm not going to pick someone so obscure because there really isn't. Although, did you see who the singing bush was?
No.
I'm going to see if you can guess. Filmography. I am known for The Princess and the Frog, Meet the Parents, Toy Story, and Toy Story 3. Is the singing bush.
You know, I did see it in the beginning. Is it Randy Newman?
Yes, it is.
I did see that, and
also
his name does pop up.
Yeah, apparently Phil Hartman was in it too.
Really?
Yeah. But my real Who Am I?
Oh no, he was. He was one of the executives.
Oh yeah,
standing next to Lovitz. Yeah.
So my real Who Am I? Baby's Day Out, Airheads, Searching for Bobby Fischer, and The Godfather Part 3.
Airheads.
I'll give you one more.
I want to say it's Lovitz, but
The Simpsons.
Oh no, it's the guy. What's his name?
Joe Montana.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he works in the studio.
Yeah, he's
in Airheads.
the big studio.
Yeah. Or he's the disc jockey.
Yeah. He was born in Chicago. He's a Chicago guy. His mother lived to the age of 101.
Whoa.
As of May of 2005, so 14 years ago, he appeared on The Simpsons 16 times. So
yeah,
that's probably about 40 now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Great. Now he lives in LA, but he's, when he comes back to Chicago, he does like a bunch of like charity stuff and stuff around the city when he comes back. And the last thing, none of these are really interesting.
Yeah, some of
the trivia is more like
he was going to be in this movie,
right.
But he isn't.
Okay, this one, he owns the restaurant Taste Chicago in Burbank, California, with his wife. It serves classic Chicago dishes such as deep dish pizza, hot dogs, pasta, and Italian beef.
Interesting. Cool.
That would be a place I would want to visit if I ever get out there.
Okay, a few random facts about the movie. This was Martin Short's first leading role, which I thought was he was in a few other things before this, but this was the big,
like where
big
he's
one,
like the big.
El Guapo in Spanish means the handsome one, and then the bar in the beginning is Cantina del Borracho. This is Spanish for the bar of the drunk.
Okay, my facts about the movie. Steve Martin learned the lasso tricks while working in a magic shop at Disneyland as a teenager.
See that one.
Steven Spielberg was considered for directing the film. He chose to do E.T. instead. He said that in his interviews that his choices for the roles would be Steve Martin for Lucky Day, Bill Murray for Dusty Bottoms, and Robin Williams for Ned Niederlander.
That would have been good as well.
He later got to direct Robin Williams in Hook. So I guess he really wanted to work with Robin. Robin, yeah. And let's see. This is the only film written by composer Randy Newman.
He wrote this?
That is according to IMDb trivia. Let me see if I can find one more. No, that's going to be it because these are getting kind of long. No. Okay, this is my last one. El Guapo's second in command is named Jefe. This word literally translates to boss.
That is a good one, to boss. All right, final thoughts. Anything we missed?
I'm sure there is, but this, I don't know. Ever since the first time I saw this, I'm like, this is probably one of my... I watch it at least once a year just because I'm like, I haven't seen it in a while. I want to rewatch it. I want a good laugh.
Yeah, it is a good one.
But yeah, it's one of
everything.
It's one of those that, they made it and it was probably like, it probably didn't do terribly well when it came out, if it even got a studio release. I don't even know.
Yeah, I didn't check.
But now it's like watching a comedy with these three SNL guys. It's like, this.
It's like how Caddyshack didn't do well.
Exactly, yeah. But now everyone's like, Caddyshack is amazing.
Yeah.
People love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like this is one of those ones.
I could see them deciding to remake it in a similar way. Or either just straight up redo it or like take elements from it. I could see that.
Galaxy Quest is almost
it's almost
like
a
remake.
Like
yeah, I can see that them redoing this though eventually, maybe.
Also, their outfits are just
great.
Yeah, it reminds me because every once in a while, was it like the Latin Nights for the Bulls? Like Benny the Bull will wear something similar,
yeah.
And I'm always like, oh my god, it's the three people. That's always what it reminds me of.
It's so ridiculous too, and everyone else looks like kind of decent. Like
yeah, it looks like they're in the town
into like a Western movie easily.
Like instead of like a tuxedo T-shirt, I would definitely get a T-shirt of these. And then just get like a massive sombrero.
Yeah, this is a great one though. Yeah, same. Didn't see any interviews or anything on this one.
And that's another one of those where it's like they probably
sometimes
just made it,
and it's an older movie where they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't really do any of those.
Do types of stuff like that. Where
they were probably like, "Hey, we got this movie. You work for SNL. We're telling you to make the movie. We're gonna pay you to make the movie. Do it." So that's probably how this one happened. But for what it's worth, I think it worked out. It was hilarious.
Yeah, and I did see that Chevy Chase says that this is one of the most fun he's had making a movie. This one.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's about wraps it up for that. So next up, we will pretend like we're in charge and recast the movie.
I really like yours.
Yeah, I went with try to think of three people who were friends that would work.
That would be able to do it.
And did it for like a modern day recasting.
I think you nailed
as if they made it this year. So Lucky Day would be James Franco.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely the leader in that group. Dusty Bottoms, the not bright one, would be Seth Rogen. And then Ned Niederlander would be Dave Franco, the younger,
like
smaller guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, would be perfect. And then El Guapo, I went Michael Pena, just because.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I think he could work with either one of the roles.
Oh yeah, he'd be able to film.
Yeah, and then Jefe, I went Oscar Isaac.
That's another good one. Yeah. He could play that. And then you can get oh no, that's.
I was thinking the chick from Baby Driver as Carmen.
I was gonna say you could either do that or you can get Allison, like Dave Franco's wife, to be the one.
Oh, to be
one of them.
She's the one that kisses him at the end. Yeah. That's another. Yeah, that's a scene that we forgot. That was a good one. I'll come back. Why?
Well, I thought you.
She just backs away slowly.
Gives the kid the watch.
Yeah, can I have your watch when you die? I really liked yours.
Okay, so for my recasting, I did it as in just recasting it with SNL characters or actors,
mm-hmm.
and then with Lonely Island people.
Yeah.
In like all of their videos. So for Lucky Day, Andy Samberg, Dusty Bottoms, I went with Bill Hader, and Ned Nederlander, I went with Seth Meyers. El Guapo, Fred Armisen, and and Jefe, I did Will Forte. That's the guy from Last Man on Earth.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, that's who I was thinking.
I think the only thing I would do is I'd put Fred and Bill together as El Guapo and Jefe. I think that would.
You know what? I would accept that because Will Forte can do that.
And Will Forte could be.
He could be the tall. Yeah, the tall guy. Yeah.
That would work.
I like that note.
Yeah, because I think Fred and Bill work very well together.
Yeah, they definitely.
They would definitely be able to just improv a lot of the scenes.
You would just be like, the script would be, you two are in a room together.
You have 10 minutes. Go.
And they still give them like an hour's worth.
Yeah, just do a Mexican accent and you're good. But I really like your second.
My second one is recasting it with Lonely Island characters or people that have been in their videos. So for Lucky Day, stuck with Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
For Dusty Bottoms, I did Akiva, Ned Nederlander, Jorma. Honestly, I
think Jorma works better as Ned.
As Ned yeah.
He's the smaller of the three.
Yeah. And then for El Guapo, I went with Justin Timberlake.
That's a good one.
And for Jefe, I went with T-Pain.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
add one.
I kind of put one in there just because I wasn't sure who else to do.
The executive should be Michael Bolton.
Oh my god! Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you need.
And then
him.
I was trying to think the girls could be, Blake Lively.
From I just in my pants.
Yes, she's in that one, and then what's the other one? It's Blake Lively and Jessica Alba and
Rihanna is in one skit with them.
Yes. What else? Lady Gaga's in one. Susan Sarandon and the other chick, the other older blonde lady.
Blanking.
Yeah, I don't know her name. Oh, what is it? Natalie Portman. Could be any of them. But yeah, I stuck with the SNL theme pretty hard on this one.
That's a good one.
Okay, now it's time for us to rank our top comedy Western movies.
All right. So I'll start. Honorable mentions. Back to the Future 3. Forgot to write this one in.
Oh, okay.
I would count that as a comedy Western.
It is a Western.
Number 5, A Million Ways to Die in the West, Seth MacFarlane. I think it's the weaker of all his stuff, though.
I would
agree
with that.
I was expecting something different, though.
Yeah, that was like Ted was a very much high point.
Yeah,
and then this was. I mean,
Ted is just like Family Guy off the off the page. Where
and
this is we was trying
not like
something
this was
different.
bad, but it's not his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way. Like everyone in it was good.
I think
the whole,
like the Orville after this, has a different tone than some of his stuff, and that works a little better as a show, I think. Number 4, Shanghai Noon with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. That's a great one.
I might have to put that on it. I can't remember if I've seen it completely.
Number 3, City Slickers 1 and 2. I gotta have that one on there with Billy Crystal is great.
Yeah.
Marv is great, and John Lovitz is in the second one. Number 2 is Three Amigos. For all the reasons we just said. The only reason
and I love this movie, but even
it's number
you really
1
can.
Blazing Saddles. And I've been waiting to talk about this one just because there's a lot of things that Three Amigos does that seem very similar to Blazing Saddles.
It almost emulates that in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but and Blazing Saddles is so much dirtier and very much more adult than this one.
Yeah, this is Three Amigos is like the way much toned down
version. And Mel Brooks is great.
Oh, he's hilarious.
But those are my top 5.
Okay, so like I said, I'll put it honorable mention because I'm not sure if I've completely seen it, but Shanghai Noon,
Back to the Future 3.
Back to the Future 3. I
You
definitely
got 5 then.
Yeah. Okay. So Shanghai Noon's 5. Back to the Future 3 is 4. A Million Ways to Die in the West is 3. It's only up that high because I haven't really seen many comedy westerns.
Yeah.
Number 2, Three Amigos. On any given day, I probably could put it number 1, but my number 1, Blazing Saddles, just always takes it.
Mm-hmm.
Takes the cake. It's just.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do soon.
Yeah. There's just so many funny parts. It deals with stuff that it's like so on the head that it's like it is offensive, but in like the making fun of it being offensive way, to where you're like, oh, okay, you see they clearly don't mean it, and it's all jokes. And
yeah, and they drop like the end.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
a few times.
Like that. That's where it's like serious and stuff, but then it's like making fun of it.
I used to be a gunslinger. He's like, I'm a lefty. His left hand's going nuts. Yeah, there's not too many comedy westerns.
It's definitely, it's hard to do a comedy western, I would say, because westerns have everything that it brings along with it. You know, mostly the gunslinger type's a loner, so it's not very comedic. So.
Yeah, I guess they did. You know what? What's it? Adam Sandler did one. That was okay. I didn't like that one that much. Ridiculous 6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Some have fallen flat.
Yeah, because like it's if you don't make a joke, or if you make a joke and it falls, it's excuse me, it's a western, so it's like hard to bring it back up.
Plus, and like Blazing Saddles set the bar for
exactly.
All of them, so.
It knocked it. That is the comedy western.
Yeah, like you don't, and I mean, same with Spaceballs. Like you don't see the bar has been
that
set.
level of like a parody movie of something so big is.
Yeah, you don't see people trying to compete
because anything you do will be compared to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's been our show. I hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. Also, you can find us on Spotify and Podbean and Radio Now and pretty much most of any of the podcast services out there.
Yes.
If you have another one that you'd like to see us on, let us know. And remember, share us with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mild Mannered Movie Review.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony. And we are the Three Amigos.
Good night.
Good night.